So what's in a dig? When I begin researching anything, like you, I usually begin with a search engine, and that search brings you to certain sites regarding that topic. Of course, we all know that the top choices, if you will, for a lack of a better word, are part of a system that's into controlling not only what we say, but what we hear and what we see. So keeping all of that in mind, and just looking at the surface of things, there is still a lot of information to sort through. However, when you stumble across something very interesting, well, you want to share it. In searching about family trees, it brought me to ancestry.com, and we will get back to the topic of trees. But this deviation to the topic of ancestry, well, it's just another example of how one thing leads to another. Who hasn't heard of ancestry.com? We know they are the go-to source for family trees or genealogies, and it makes me wonder why. Why are they the keepers of information on genealogies? Perhaps getting our DNA has really been the goal of ancestry.com. Interesting to note, in 2020, look who acquired Ancestry. Who is this group called Blackstone? Citing from Wikipedia, Blackstone is an American alternative investment management company, which is a mouthful to say the least. Just look at how long that title is. And we'll get more into who they specifically are later. I think everyone knows that Ancestry.com started with infobases of the Latter-day Saints religious organization. But do you know how large Ancestry.com's footprint became? Do you know how many other organizations are owned by Ancestry? Let's take a closer look, starting with Bookcraft Incorporated, who is a publisher of books written by leaders of the Latter-day Saints Church. Down here it notes both Ancestry.com, MyFamily.com, and FamilyHistory.com all merged together. In 2005, Heritage Makers was acquired. And who are they? They are a direct selling company that personalizes in hardcover books. In 2010, Ancestry sold its book publishing assets to Turner Publishing Company, who was a top publisher, independent book publisher based in Nashville, Tennessee. And in 2009, Ancestry became a publicly traded company, leading to their biggest year of 2012. So why would I say that 2012 was such a big year for Ancestry? Well, they acquired the collection of DNA assets from GeneTree. And who is GeneTree? They are a family history website allegedly focused on using DNA to trace ancestry or genealogies. But who here doubts what they're really doing with the DNA? But I digress. See how they make it appear so innocent, them wanting to submit our DNA to them? And once they have that information, once they have our DNA, they can do whatever they choose with it, can't they? Ancestry goes international with their headquarters based in Ireland also. and they agree to be acquired by a private equity group that consists of Permira, which is a global investment firm focused on key areas of technology, consumer services, and healthcare. So let me repeat that. Ancestry agreed to be acquired by this private equity group, which consists of a global investment firm focused on key areas of technology, consumer services, and healthcare. Why is a company interested in investing in ancestry or tracing family lineage or genealogies, yet their main focus is tech and healthcare? Does that make sense? So let's see. Ancestry, who owns GeneTree, who does DNA testing, is invested by Permira, a tech and healthcare focused global equity firm. And they are also invested by Spectrum Equity, also another equity firm. However, their focus is investing in businesses related to the information economy. I mean, what the heck? Basically, I guess the financial backers. Do you see how everything, like one thing leads to another? How you start with one thing and then it ends up bringing you to all this different information? Do you see how all of these interconnected relationships are at the very least unsettling, and I would say very horrifying at the most, or worst? Let's see. Ancestry owns GeneTree that does DNA, who is invested by a tech and healthcare focused firm, who is also connected to a firm that is into the financial backing to explore the information economy. It all just looks very nefarious, in my opinion. In 2015, Ancestry launched Ancestry Health and partnered with a Google subsidiary called Calico to investigate human heredity of lifespan. I mean, what? So who is Calico? And no surprise here, it's a research and development biotech company. Why is Ancestry partnering with Google or an affiliate of Google? A DNA family lineage focused company connecting with a biotech lab. I mean, I have to ask why. And why does Google own a biotech lab? The plot thickens, of course, when GIC Private Limited of Singapore and Silver Lake, another private equity firm, bought stakes in Ancestry in 2015. Do you see how all the lines are getting blurred here? And we're not finished. I hope you'll join me because I am going to do a second part to this video because that's how much information there is on this topic, on this dig.